All right, students of AP U.S. History, second hour now. I have with me the test that you will see next week. The test is actually going to be on Tuesday. I've made the decision that a lot of you may have had stuff at school, not anticipating a snow day, and I just think it would be best. We can make things work by having the test on Tuesday. So that's the game plan moving forward. Hopefully, everybody will be ready to go on Monday. As far as having all their books at home this past weekend, we can use Monday as a little bit of a review. I also have a DBQ activity that I want to do with you on Monday, so that's the game plan for this upcoming week. The test on Tuesday means that we will have a little bit more time, or a little less time I should say, for the upcoming unit, so just be aware of that, and we'll be golden. So we'll make it work, we always do. Okay, for the Unit 10 test, chapters 27 through 29, I'm going to try to do this in chunks because last time I tried to upload something to YouTube, it, for whatever reason, took me a little bit longer, and the videos are too long for YouTube, so we need to make sure that I try to adjust that this time. Alright, you're going to have to know about Josiah Strong, the Reverend Josiah Strong, his book, Our Country, Its Possible Future and Its Present Crisis, why that was such an important book. Please make sure to review that. Also, you will have to know about the international crises that the U.S. was facing in the late 1800s. Now, we didn't talk a lot about that in class, but please make sure that you review those. It really leads into the whole idea of U.S. imperialism and what was all taking place during that time period. You're going to be asked about the shift toward imperialism, why that occurred in the United States, and what was going on around the world that actually maybe caused the United States to be a part of this shift towards imperialism. There was a conflict that occurred in Venezuela with Great Britain, and the United States kind of got their nose involved, and there was a little bit of an issue there. Please make sure to review that situation. I believe that's in chapter 27, so make sure you look at that prior to coming in on Tuesday for the test. Also, you need to make sure that you review American policy in Hawaii and why it was the way it was, if that makes any sense. Know about the Sugar Lords, what they tried to do, understand the situation with Hawaii and the Queen, and why it is that she lost control of the Hawaiian Islands. Alright? The Luo Kalanali, I think. I always mess up her name. So, Liliuokalani, I think. Alright. President Grover Cleveland came into office, and he had some views on the way that the U.S. should be handling Hawaii. He also had some views on imperialism, so please make sure that you review those, because it does play a pretty important role in the speed as to which the U.S. became an imperial power. The Battleship Maine. Know the details. Know why it was sunk, or if it was sunk, how it was sunk, etc. William McKinley declares war on Spain. Why did we declare war on Spain? Please be sure to review that. Also, there is the Teller Amendment that was important. The Rough Riders and Teddy Roosevelt. Of course, you're going to be asking questions about the Rough Riders and who they were and what they did. What was their makeup? When it came to the Spanish-American War, we did lose some Americans during the war itself, but what was the #1 cause of American loss of life? Please review that. That's in your. I remember reading that in your textbook. I'm sure you do too. Please make sure to reread that portion of the text as well. You're going to have one of your all-time favorite questions, all the true or following except, with regards to acquiring the Philippine Islands. So please make sure you review everything that surrounds the arguments for and against acquiring the Philippine Islands, because that's going to be a pretty tough question if you don't have that information down. Also, you're going to be asked about the insular cases, INSULAR, insular cases. Please make sure to review those and what the Supreme Court said about them. It has to do with U.S. law and how it applies to citizens. Let's see. You're going to have about 3 or 4 questions about the Philippine Islands. Actually, you're going to have about 5 or 6 questions about the Philippine Islands. It's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big part of our history. So please make sure that you review that. The guerrilla warfare in 1899 that broke out. You're going to be asked about the Philippine Islands at the end of the Spanish-American War. What were their expectations? What were our expectations? Why did they have those expectations? And you're also going to be asked in all of the following except with regards to the Philippines and the assimilation program that was worked by the United States, so with the Filipino people. So please be sure to review that. All right. Okay, I'm going to press stop on this because I want to see if it records or not. And Mr. Russ really needs to shave. Oh, I look rough. Hopefully you guys took better care of yourselves on your day off than I did. Alright, this is part 1 of the review session.